Hi there, this is General Exo from Pro Tutorials, and in this video I'm going to talk about Yoast SEO. This is one of the best plugins for WordPress when it comes to search engine optimization. And in this video I'm going to first explain how you can install this plugin on your website, and second, how you can customize it and also use it to optimize your website. So let's get started. So for you to install Yoast SEO, the first thing that you need to do is go to your website and you want to log into your dashboard. For you to do that, you go where you see your URL of your website and you write wp-admin. Then you press enter. You go to the login page, you put your username and password and log in. Once you are inside of the dashboard, you want to go to the plugin section and you want to add new. And now you just search for Yoast SEO. And it will be this first plugin that appears in this listing. And if you want, you can read more details so you can get a bit more information about this plugin before you decide to install it. Once you check the information, you just press install now and it will start installing this plugin on your website. So once it has installed, what you need to do is press activate. Okay, so once this is done, you can see that you have a new section on your sidebar which is called SEO. And if you over it, you probably won't see all of these options that you can see over here, but don't worry. What you need to do is you simply go to the dashboard section. Now once you are on this page, you may notice that you have one or two problems on your website which you need to resolve. One of the most common ones is about the tagline that you probably have on your website. Probably the tagline that you use once you install WordPress on your website. So for you to resolve this problem, you simply go to settings and you select general. Once you are in the general settings of your website, you simply go to tagline and you just delete the tagline that you have over here. Just leave it blank, as you can see over here, and then you just press save changes. And that will save it just like this. Then you go back and you just press save changes. And then you will see that the issue that you had before will disappear. Now you go to the general tab. And in the general tab you have the configuration wizard. This is a great option if you are a newbie or starting out, because you can open the configuration wizard and afterward you just follow the step-by-step process that they have laid out over here so you can quickly and easily configure your website. But of course, if you are watching this video, it's because you want to do this manually. You want to know how you can use Yoast SEO and how you can really optimize your website using it. So this won't be needed, but it's always a good option if you are starting out. And then you have credits, which you may want to check it out. And later on, if for some reason you did a few mistakes on the optimization of your website and you want to restore everything to default, you can click on this button right here and it will restore everything to default settings. Then on the Features tab, most of the options that you see over here aren't really important, but the one that you want to enable immediately is this one called Advanced Settings Pages. Once you enable this option, you will be able to see all of the options that you have with Yoast SEO that you can see on my sidebar. So the only thing that you need to do is press enabled on this option, because you most likely have it disabled if you're not seeing these options. Now the rest of the options aren't really that important. For example, readability analysis. Once you go either to posts or pages on your website, you can see that I have this readability option, which basically evaluates the readability of the content that I have inside of this post. You have this option both on posts and also on pages, and basically by disabling this option, what happens is this section once I refresh will disappear and you can no longer see it. And basically you have the same thing for other options that are quite similar, and I just like to keep it as it is because I like to see all of these options, and it's really not that important. So I'm just going to save changes once again, and I'm going to pass to the next tab, your info. In your info, this is quite straightforward. What you need to do is simply put over here the name of your website and also an alternate name if you have one. In my case, I don't have it. If you are either a company or a person, you can select over here. In this case, it's just a person, and then you insert your name, and once this is done, you just press Save Changes. Then Webmaster Tools. In this page, you can verify your website with the 3 different tools that they have over here using Yoast SEO. I recommend for you to at least verify your website with the 2 first ones, Bing and Google Search Console. Index is not that important, but you may want to do it. I commonly don't use the option that they have over here on Yoast SEO for me to do this. What I do is I go to each website individually. Once I click on Google Search Console, I'm taken to this new page, and I just follow the recommended method, which is pretty simple. Just follow what they mention over here, the steps, so you can verify your website using this tool. This tool is pretty good because it offers you some detailed information about your website, about the visitors that you receive, and so on. Then you have the next section called Security. And over here, I recommend for you to leave this option disabled, especially if you have more people accessing your website, such as authors that write content for your website and so on. Because if you leave this option enabled, what happens is, once I go to posts, and then I go to one of these posts, let's say this first one, press edit, you can see that below I have this box over here. In this case, I'm the administrator, and what I can do, I pretty much can SEO this post using the options over here, but also I have other things that I can do. For example, right below, once I go over here, you can see that I can meta robots no follow. This means that if I choose this option, all of the robots that go to this page won't follow the links on this page. I can also do other things like not index this page. And by leaving this option enabled, what happens is everyone that has access to your website and also to your posts and pages on your website will see this page, and they may also do this. They may also configure the options that you see over here, which is something that is not ideal. So if you don't want that to happen, then just leave this option disabled. This way, anyone who has access to your pages and posts cannot use that box that you just saw. So I'm just going to save changes, and now I'm going to Titles and Metas. In this page, you can choose the title separator that you want to use. And if you don't know what the title is, well, the title is the line that later on will appear inside of the search engine, as you may see in this image. And once you go to one of your pages, for example, once I go to the front page of my website, you can see that the title appears on the tab section, and it will appear on each page that I have inside of my website. And the title is one of the most important things when it comes to search engine optimization, and it's where you should always put your most important keywords, the ones that you want to rank for. So in this case, you can see just pro tutorials, and this is the dash that I have selected at the moment. So you can choose which separator that you want. I don't recommend for you to use, for example, this small stars, because it just doesn't look that professional. I like to stick with the most basic ones. This first option and this three first options aren't bad, and even the dots and this one over here is not exactly bad. Then I go to the homepage section. In the homepage section, you can optimize the front page of your website. You can optimize the title and also the description. These are both informations that later on will appear inside of the search engine. And it's important for you to insert the keywords that you want to rank your front page, especially on the title of your front page. And at the moment I have a template, and you can see several variables. And I'm going to explain each one of them so you can get a better idea of what exactly this does. So this first variable, which is site name, is the name of my website. Then you have the page variable, and the page variable is important if you have a blog, because if you have your front page working as a blog, what happens is once it reaches the maximum number of posts that you can have inside of your front page, then it starts creating several pages. Then you have the over here below the first, the second page, the third page, and so on. So by having this variable, this allows your visitors to know which is the page that they are inside of your blog. Then you have the separator, which is just the separator variable, and the site description, which is the tagline of your website. But since I removed the site description previously, you cannot see appearing inside of the title. I don't have anything. You can also go to Help Center, and over here in Basic Variables, you have all sorts of variables that you can use for your templates, and also Advanced Variables. So I recommend for you to spend some time checking each one of them and seeing what you want to use for your template. The only thing that I'm going to remove over here is this variable, which is site description, and I recommend for you to put the keywords that you want to rank your front page over here, and also for you to write a description. An enticing description is important because, as I said before, this is the description that later on will probably appear inside of the search engine. Once you are done, you just press Save Changes, and once I refresh my front page, you can see that it changed the title that was appearing before. Now once you go to Post Types, in this section you can customize the templates for your posts, pages, and also media, which includes the images inside of your website and also their descriptions. When it comes to the posts, it's quite important for you to always have a template, because sometimes you might forget to customize one of your posts with the keywords that you want and so on. So at least you will have a template that will appear. And you can see the different variables over here, which I already explained previously. But of course, if you want to add other variables, you can go to the Help Center and choose the ones that you want to use. And you can even use these variables inside of your description, so you can have also a template for your description. Then you have a few other options. Meta robots. Of course, you want your posts to get indexed by the search engines and later on appear inside of their results page. But for some reason you don't want your post to get indexed, then you just select the second option. But by doing this, you of course won't receive any kind of traffic from the search engines, because your posts won't get indexed by them. So I'm just going to leave index. Date and snippet preview. By selecting show, I'm going to explain what this does. I'm just going to save changes. And once I go to one of my posts, let's go over here to one of my posts, go to edit. You can see that once I go right below to the Yoast SEO box that I have inside of each one of my posts and also pages, you can see that I get a small snippet preview. This is just an example of how it will look like inside of the search engine results page. So this is the title, and below you can see the description. By leaving this option on, what happens is you can see the date when this post was published online. Now, this information is quite important if you have a website where you offer news and you want for people to know when that news was first published. Now, if you have a website where your content is something that no matter how many years have passed, the content is still good and people can still follow the advice inside of that content. Now, in that case, I wouldn't recommend for you to use this option, and I would just hide it, because let's say that you have a post that still has good content and people see that it already has 5 years. They probably won't want to read it because they may think that it's just old content and it's just not worth their time. So I just leave this option, the second option, and hide it. But in case you have a news website, then this might be important for you. And of course you want to use the Yoast SEO meta box, which is the box which you just saw. Then you have the same options for your pages and also for your media, which are your images, which is something that you may want to customize. It's not that important, but sometimes the images get indexed on Google and people might be searching for an image and they may find one of yours because it was customized by you. So just press Save Changes and go to Taxonomies. In Taxonomies, you can customize the templates for your categories, tags, and also format. And also you have a few extra options which I'm going to explain. When it comes to categories, I commonly don't index them. I just choose the second option to not index them. You might want to leave the Yoast SEO meta box because you may want to change the way that the title appears inside of a particular category page. And then you can go to the post categories and pretty much customize this title using the SEO meta box. Now, the reason why I leave my categories not indexed is because once you go to one of the categories that I have, in this case I just haven't categorized, you go to the listing of posts that I have inside of this category. And basically what is happening is the category page just copies content from the post that I already have inside of my website. And since I don't want to later on get penalized by Google for having duplicate content, I simply don't index the category pages. And that's the reason why I do this. So I just leave no indexed. I do the same thing for tags, which is something that I don't even use on my websites nowadays. And when it comes to format-based archives, this is something that I never use and I just disable it. And I just press Save Changes, and then I pass to archives. In this page you can find the author archives. This is something that it's really up to you if you want to have this page inside of your website or not. If you don't want, then you just disable it and it will disappear. If you don't know what the author page is it's basically when someone goes to one of your posts, they can see the author of that post over here. And you can see that this is a link, and once someone clicks on this link, they are taken to the author page. And inside of the author page, they can see all of the posts published by this author. Once again, this is something that if you want to use this page, it's something that I recommend for you to not index for the same reasons which I already explained with categories. Then you have date archives. And this might be something that you want to have if you have a blog. You can see over here on archives, if someone clicks on May, they are taken to all of the posts that was published in May. And once again, this is really up to you if you want to have these pages or not inside of your website. If you don't want, then just disable it. But I always recommend for you to also not index these pages inside of your website. Then special pages, you have search page title template. This is when someone goes and does a search inside of your website, they are taken to this page. And once again, you can configure the title of this page over here. It's not that important. Then you have a 404 page when someone is not able to find the content or the page that they want inside of your website. They are taken to this page, and once again you can customize the template for this page. Once you are done here, just save changes, and then you just pass to the other section, which is called Other. Now in this page you can find subpages of archives, and you cannot see it well inside of this this website because I don't have many posts. But once I go to my main website and I go right below to the blog section, you can see that I have several pages. I have the second, the third page, and the fourth page, and so on. And commonly I don't like this second and third pages and so on getting indexed by the search engines, because I don't want people finding these pages inside of their results and then going to the second page of my blog or the third page, for example. I mean, it's kind of awkward, so I just don't index these pages. In this way, people will only be able to find the front page of my blog and see my new content over there. So this is something that I just don't index. Use meta keyword tags. This is something that is no longer relevant, so I just disable it. And if you have your website listed in DMOZ, which is one of the most popular directories out there, and you don't want the search engines using the description for your website belonging from there, then you just enable this option. And it will use the description that you customized inside of Yoast SEO. Anyway, if you don't have your website listed over there, then it doesn't really matter. You can leave this disabled and just press Save Changes. So now let's go to Social. So in this page, you basically want to tell the search engines which are the social media networks that you have belonging to your website. For example, for you to do this for Facebook, you go to your Facebook fan page, the one that belongs to your website. Where you see the URL for that page, you just select it, you copy it, and then you just paste it on the blank spacing that you have for Facebook. And you basically do the same for Twitter, Instagram, or any other social media network that you have belonging to your website. Once you have this done, you just press Save Changes. Then you go to the Facebook tab. In Facebook settings, the first option that I recommend for you to enable is this first one called Open Graph Metadata, because this allows you to control the information that later on will be displayed whenever someone shares your front page or another page from your website inside of their Facebook profile. So for example, in front page settings, I can control the image, or I can choose the image that I want to be displayed, the title, and also description. So anytime that someone shares prositutorials.club, which is my front page URL, inside of their Facebook profile, they will be able to see the image that I chose, the title, and also the description. Then you have default settings, and over here you can choose an image that you want to be displayed whenever someone shares a page from your website that doesn't have already an image. Then in Facebook Insights, this is something that I recommend for you to check and see if you want to use this, but this provides some extra information about the activity that is happening inside of your fan page. So you can click on this link to get more information, and also on this one on our knowledge base, so you can get more information about this and also get the Facebook app ID. Once you have everything done, you just press Save Changes. Then you go to Twitter. On the Twitter settings, I recommend for you to enable Twitter card metadata, because as you can see on this image, this is what a Twitter card will look like when someone shares a URL from a page belonging to your website inside of their Twitter feed. And you have two different choices. You have the summary, which has a smaller image and a brief description from the page that person is sharing. And then you have the other one with the large image. And I recommend for you to use the second option, summary with large image, because people are mostly attracted to good and enticing images, especially inside of social media networks. So for you to do this, you simply go over here to the default card type to use, and you select the second option, which is summary with large image. Once you have this done, you just press Save Changes, and then you pass to the next section, which is Pinterest. In the Pinterest settings, the only thing that you need to do is confirm your website with Pinterest if you still haven't done that. So for you to do that, you just go to this link, confirm your site with Pinterest. You click on it, and you can follow the next steps over here, which is pretty straightforward. You just log into your Pinterest profile and just follow exactly what you can see over here, which is basically just go into your account settings, then insert the URL from your website on the blank spacing which you can see website, and then you just confirm your website. It's really simple. Once that is done, you go to Google+, and in Google+, the only thing that you need to do over here is just grab the URL belonging to your Google+ page, the one that belongs to your website, of course, and you just paste it on this blank spacing. Once that is done, you just press Save Changes, and when it comes to the social settings, everything is set and done, and then you can pass to the next section, which is XML Sitemaps. In XML Sitemaps, I recommend for you to enable this option, and if you don't know what a sitemap is, well, you can click on this link so you can get a better idea. Well, this is a sitemap, and it's a page that looks pretty ugly, but it's not for your visitors, so don't worry. This is a page that has all of the URLs belonging to your website. And this page allows the search engine robots to more easily crawl your website and find the new content that you have inside of your website and index it. So that's the reason why you want to have this option enabled. So once this is done, you can pass to the next section, which is User Sitemap. And basically this is asking if you want to include the author archive URLs inside of your sitemap, which I recommend for you to just leave this option disabled, because as I already mentioned before, this is just a page that provides duplicate content. And also, by having less URLs appearing inside of your sitemap, the more quickly your website will get crawled, and the robots don't need to go through these pages that don't provide any kind of useful information. So I'm just going to leave this disabled. Then you have post types. You can basically include or exclude posts or pages or even images from appearing inside of your sitemap. It's basically the only thing that this does. I like always to include my posts and also my pages inside of my sitemap. Media, the images, the URL from your images, it's not something that is really that important, so I'm just going to leave this option not in sitemap. So now you can go to excluded posts. This allows you to exclude particular posts from appearing inside of your sitemap. For you to do this, you need the ID from your post. And this is easily done by going to all of your posts. And you can see that once I hover one of my posts, and you can see that the title gets highlighted. And you can see right below URL from your post. And you can see a number appearing, and this number, you can see that it's a 9. This is the ID belonging to your post. And so you can also see the other post. Now I have another ID, which is 1. So this, when you want to exclude one of your posts from appearing inside of the sitemap, you need to grab this ID, and then you just go over here and you insert the ID from the post that you want to exclude from your sitemap. Then you have tags snomies, and this is basically categories and tags. And as I said, this is just duplicate content, and I just exclude this from appearing inside of my sitemap because this doesn't provide any kind of relevant content. And by doing this, it allows the robots to more easily find the important content that I have inside of my website, which are posts and also pages inside of my website. And I'm just going to save changes. Now I'm going to Advanced. The first option that you have with Advanced is called breadcrumbs. This is something that I never use on my websites because my websites commonly have a very easy and straightforward navigation. But if you have a website with author navigation, probably an e-commerce website, then you may want to use breadcrumbs because this allows your users to more easily navigate throughout your website and find the pages that they want. So you can enable this, and this depends on the theme that you are using. Some themes allow you to integrate breadcrumbs just by activating this option, and others don't. Then you can choose how you want your separator to appear, home, and so on. It's pretty straightforward. And in posts, you can choose once someone goes to a post, you can choose if they want to see the category in the navigation links. I'm going to show you with category how this will look like. So I'm just going to say changes, and now I'm going to my website over here, and you can see that the breadcrumbs with this theme doesn't look that ideal. This is the breadcrumb link, in this case just for home. But once I go to one of my posts, you can see that now I can see the category belonging to my post and also the title for my post. So this allows people to more easily navigate throughout your website, especially if you have a complex hierarchy when it comes to the pages inside of your website. Now, if it doesn't allow you to basically do what I did, enable this option and immediately appears inside of your theme, what you need to do is follow this second option, and you just click on this link. So once you are on this page, they give you an explanation of what exactly you need to do so you can activate the breadcrumbs inside of your website. And I'm going to quickly explain what you need to do. You need to grab this coding over here, you copy it, and you can paste it in a blank notepad so you can later on paste it in the right file of your website. Then you go back to your website. Once you are here in the dashboard, you go to Appearance and you select Editor. In this case, I'm just going to open this in a new tab. And then I need to go to this file, which is called page.php, which I'm trying to find now, and it's over here. So it's page.php. You select this file. Now the first thing I always recommend for you to do is just select all of this coding, because in case you mess things up, then at least you will have this coding saved, in this case in this blank notepad. So I give some spacing over here and I just paste all of this coding, because sometimes you may mess things up, and at least this way you will have a backup and you can easily recover your website. Now you just copy this piece of coding here, and you need to select a place where you want to insert this coding inside of your website. Let's try over here, but I already have this option enabled, so it probably won't appear again. But basically this is what you need to do so you can activate the breadcrumbs inside of your website. But since I already have this enabled, I guess it won't appear a second time. Sometimes you need to place this piece of coding in a different place so you can place the breadcrumbs exactly where you want. So that's how you can enable breadcrumbs inside of your website. Let's go to permalinks. In the permalinks section, honestly I don't recommend for you to use any of these options, because they may create some auth code problems with your website. So I don't recommend for you to use any of them. Probably the only one that is, I wouldn't even say it's that useful, is probably this first one, strip the category base usually from category. This means that once you go to your website, to the category page of one of the categories that you have in your website, you can see that you have this extension called category. And for some reason, if you want to remove this category from appearing there, just save changes just like this. And once I go to this category, you can see that I no longer have the category extension appearing. I mean, this is not that useful, neither are the rest of these options, and I really don't recommend for you to change them, because as I said, it might create some issues with your website, so I would just avoid them altogether. Then you have the RS option, and this option is quite useful because you have a lot of scrapper websites. If you don't know what this is, these are websites that basically are just grabbing content from other websites. They are just copying content from other websites to their own ones. The reasons why these websites do that, I don't know why, but you can do something to prevent this. At least if this scrapper website copies content from your website, at least once it gets published on their website, you can use this option over here that will automatically post a link to your website. You also have other variables that you can see right below, and you can use these variables if you want. And also don't worry, because the link that you get from this copied content is no follow link, so it really won't penalize your website later on. So this is something that I recommend for you to actually use. This is a good option. And just save changes, and then you can pass to the next option called Tools. In Tools, the first option you have is Bulk Editor, and this is quite a useful option. It allows you to quickly edit the titles and also the description from your posts and pages. You can go over here to one of your posts, and you can quickly add a new title for your post, whatever you want. And also you can add, once you are done, you just need to press save or save all, depending if you configure several of your posts or pages. And also you can change the description just by clicking on this second tab, which is called description, and basically change the description that will appear later on the search engine results page. The other option that you have is File Editor, which is, it's not that useful. I mean, if you're starting out, this is something that you really don't need to use. Even I don't use this nowadays, but for example, robots.txt allows you to basically give commands to the robots that crawl your website. You can, for example, exclude them from crawling particular pages inside of your website. This is something that you can do. And .htss, this is a file that allows you to do redirections inside of your website. It's nothing that you really need to know if you are starting out. I'm just giving you an idea of what exactly this does. And also you can import and also export the configuration that you have in this website. So you can, for example, import the same options to another website that you might have. And this is exactly what this option over here does. Then you have the other option, which is called Search Console. This option allows Yoast SEO to grab information that you have in your Google Search Console. For you to do this, you can click on this button over here, and you basically just need to follow the next step so you can do this. Yoast SEO wants to, you just press allow, and then you get this coding over here. You just copy it, and you can close this window. Once you are done, you just insert it in this blank spacing, and then you authenticate, and it's basically what you need to do. So this this can start doing this, and then you just press Save Profile. Now let's see how you can configure your posts, which is really the most important part from this all. So I'm just going to All Posts. Now I'm going to choose my first post and just press Edit. And I already showed to you before, but right below you have over here your Yoast SEO box, and this is a very, very powerful thing, a very powerful option, because it allows you to optimize each post and page inside of your website individually. And also you have a snippet preview. This gives you an idea of how it will look like once your page appears inside of the search engine results page. And you can configure this. You can configure by clicking on your title, and once you click on your title, you have SEO title. And I always recommend for you, in this case, for you to always put the keywords that you want inside of your title. So you should always put your most important keywords, the ones that you want this page to rank for, inside of your SEO title, because that's one of the most crucial aspects when it comes to optimizing your pages. So let's say how to make a website, and that would be my keyword. I want to rank for how to make a website, which should be very competitive and quite hard for me to rank for. Anyway, that's just an idea. You can also change your description. When it comes to your description, it's not so important for you to put your keywords, but the reason why you would want to put your keyword is because once someone sees this page appearing inside of the search engine results page, they will see your keyword appearing bold. You cannot see it over here, but inside of, for example, Google, your keyword will appear bold inside of the description, or better saying, the keyword that person searched for will appear bold inside of the description. And what happens is this makes your page appear more enticing. It captures people's attention more. So that's why you want to include your keyword inside of the description. You can also see readability. This gives you an idea of how readable or how simple is your content to read. It's not that vital. Also, you can put over here focused keyword, just to get an idea of how well optimized your website is, or your page is. You can see this by the green and red dots, and the red dots give you an idea of what exactly is missing when it comes to search engine optimization of this page. For example, the focus keyword how to make a website does not appear on your SEO title. Actually, I think it does. Doesn't matter. The focus keyword, so you can read these paragraphs and see what is exactly missing. Anyway, I wouldn't really go in full detail when it comes to what exactly is missing. Sometimes good optimization is not really following all of the rules and following everything that you need to do so you can fully optimize your website. When you are doing this, when you are following everything that you should do when it comes to optimizing each individual page inside of your website, sometimes it may be way too much optimized and it might get your website eventually penalized. So just keep it simple, just keep it easy. Try to always optimize your title. You may put a keyword on your description, and the other section that is really important is your permalink. For example, over here, prosectors.club, also put your keyword over here. So that's where you should always have your keyword. And you can also, throughout your content, you can have your keyword inserted sporadically inside of your content. That may also help you rank this page better, your pages better, I mean. And you can also add on your heading 1 or heading 2 the keyword inserted, or other keywords that are related to this topic. So you can also rank for other secondary keywords So that's what you can do. And this, as you can see, this Yoast SEO box is really powerful because it allows you to optimize each page this way. So this is the first section. Once this is done, you can go to social. This allows you to configure the information that will appear once someone shares the URL of this page inside of their Facebook profile. So you can choose the title that will appear on their Facebook profile once they share this URL, also the description and the image. And you can also do the same thing for Twitter. Then you have this last option, and this last option allows you Meta Robots Index. It allows you to either want this in this case this post to get indexed by the search engines or not. You can choose to index it or not index it. Of course, if you are optimizing your posts, it's because you want this post to get indexed, or else you wouldn't need to optimize that post. Indexing means it will get found, for example, by the robots belonging to Google, and then it will get indexed and appear inside of their search engine results page for the keyword that you are trying to rank for. That's basically what indexing means. Meta robots follow. This sometimes may be useful, you choosing no follow, especially when you have links inside of your content to affiliate programs, because commonly for example, Google doesn't like when you have plenty of affiliate links inside of your content, and they may actually rank your page worse just because you having affiliate links inside of your content. So for you to prevent this, you just make all of those links no follow, so once the robots go to this page, they simply won't follow those links and give them importance. Otherwise, you may want just to choose follow. If you have, for example, a link to another page inside of your website, of course you want that link to be followed by the robots. And basically that is all that you need to do over here. Then you have the other thing that you may want to do is canonical URL. If this post over here is duplicate content, meaning that you already have this content in another page of your website, you want to mention the URL of that page. And basically what happens is once the robots go to this page, they will consider this copied content, and they will basically go to where they can find the original content, which is where the URL that you had it over here. So basically that's exactly what this option does, and it's really good when you have duplicate content inside of your website, because you never want your website to get penalized for having too much duplicate content. Once this is done, you just press update, and basically that is how you can optimize your WordPress pages and also posts inside of your website. Okay, so that is all for this video about Yoast SEO. If you enjoyed watching this video, then leave a like on my video and also subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can receive my weekly video updates where I talk about WordPress and internet marketing. So stay there, stay tuned with pro tutorials, and bye!